Hello there. We continue this training academy here on top-rated forexbrokers.com with one of the most basic things to learn about in Forex trading, namely the broker. How do you pick the right broker? And what are the main differences between different brokerage houses? The first place to start is to differentiate brokers based on their business models. So let's split the screen here. You have market makers, let's put it here, or dealing desks. And then on the other hand, you have non-dealing desks. Let's put that here. That is the major difference between different Forex brokers. I've opened up here various brokerage houses in order to analyse the differences. So first of all, what do they mean by market maker? Well, market maker, first of all, keeps all the client's orders in-house. Mainly, if you want to go and buy a currency pair, if you want to go and buy the euro-dollar at this level, 1.1948, so if you go here and click the Buy by Market button, then you effectively buy the euro-dollar. When you buy it, the market maker, let's take this broker here and assume it's a market maker, will sell it against you. So basically, you deal with the broker and the broker trades against you. Why? Because statistically, over 90% of retail traders fail at the first attempt. In plain English, they lose their first deposit. Almost everyone loses. Therefore, the Forex brokers and the market makers align their chances with this high statistic. They will stand to gain more if they keep their orders in-house or trade against their customers instead of passing or routing the orders forward. That would be one type of broker. It is not a Forex broker to avoid, only that it is unethical for various reasons. Now, the very definition of a brokerage house is to intermediate the trade, namely to connect the retail trader to the interbank market. In exchange, the broker gets a fee or a commission. Now, that fee may be bigger or smaller, depending on the different brokers, but that is the very definition of a broker house, not to trade against their customers. There are good brokers, there are market makers and fair brokers, but the principle is this one. These are dealing desks. Now, in the meantime, technological advances led to market participants, traders, to have access to different technologies offered by real brokerage houses, non-dealing desks. In this category, we have brokers that are STP, namely, this one comes from straight-through processing, or ECN. ECN comes from Electronic Communication Network. These are brokers for real, and if I were to choose between the two, I would always choose an ECN. They both have their pros and cons, but an STP and ECN account will always have 5 digits. In the case of the euro-US dollar, look at the quotation 1.19463, 1.19488. It wasn't always like that. Now, 10 years ago, the spread between the euro and the US dollar pair was actually 3 pips, namely 1946 and 1949. And that is it, without the 5th digit here. With technological advances, the disadvantage of 4-digit quotation was, and still is, for some market makers around the world and in Asia who still are using dealing desks, and they still use the 4-digit account. Make sure you don't trade with such brokers because they will requote you. So, if the market is open and you want to buy by market and sell by market, with a 4-digit account, the market moves it a bit faster. You will get a requotation. Namely, the broker won't execute your order at the market and it will be delayed. The moment the order will be executed, the market will have moved and you won't get your entry. It's not the same anymore with an STP and ECN with a 5-digit account. Yet the notation of a pip remained on the 4-digit here, not on the 5th one. So if you are to make a profit and you buy the euro dollar 1.19488 and it moves to 1.20, the difference is not that the pip refers to the 5th decimal here, but it actually refers to the 4th one. So you will end up making 52.2 pips profit. The major difference between different brokers would be the 5-digit or a 4-digit account. Normally, you would stay with a 5-digit account in today's 2018 brokerage houses, as they would offer 5-digit accounts. Whenever you see a 5-digit account, you look to see if the broker offers STP, straight through processing, or ECN, because if they do, then open an account with that kind of execution, then you will stand a fair representation in the market. What does an STP broker do? Let's go over here. Now these are the customers. They buy or sell a currency pair. They come to the broker routes all the orders or part, but a true ECN broker routes all the orders to liquidity providers. Those liquidity providers may be 2, 3, 5, 10, 100 or 1. It doesn't really matter. Well, actually, it does matter because the more liquidity providers you have, the more stable the quotations and the lower the spreads you will have to offer your client. It is a very tough competition out there when it comes to different Forex brokers. Liquidity providers partially influence the way a brokerage house acts on the market and how competitive it is. So from these liquidity providers, the broker shows in the market at the current prices that the retail client sees here. It shows the best quotation from those liquidity providers. In exchange, they ask for a fee, and that fee is the commission. When you buy or sell a currency pair, the first thing you will notice in your trading account is that the broker takes a commission instantly, and that is how true ECN and true STP brokers function. There is a drawback, of course, because everyone says they want a fair representation in the market. I want to trade with an ECN broker. There are very few true ECN brokers, and even if they say they are a true ECN broker at best, they're a hybrid or a melange or a combination between the two, between the actual STP and ECN. Some brokers even route only part of their trades to the liquidity providers and keep the other parts in-house and have a trading department, so they are part dealing desks and part STPs. But a true ECN broker won't route anything. The disadvantages are that when you have important economic news like the non-farm payrolls in the United States or GDP in the United Kingdom or a press conference with European central banks and so on, during those moments volatility rises, and if you buy or sell, if you have a banning order or if you have a stop loss or a tech profit, and if the market reaches those levels, you won't be filled exactly at the desired level. For example, if the market moves here and I want to buy 1.9488 and it is doing important volatility, it will probably be filled at 1952. But that is a drawback of trading with a broker that guarantees you market execution. If the market moved fast, or faster than in normal conditions, then you will get filled at market as you agreed. That is really the only drawback. ECN accounts also have bigger commission on them. The spreads may vary when days roll over. If I were to choose between market makers, hybrid or ECNs, today's technology calls for using an ECN. Thank you for being here with us again, and now let's move on to the next lesson.